Hello, hello, everybody. Hello, everybody watching. Hello, everybody out there in the world. How you living? How you feeling? How you feeling? It's a nice Sunday evening here. It might be Monday morning where you're at. It might be midday. It might be Sunday afternoon. I don't even know you watching. You might be watching this on YouTube later on. It might not even be any of those times. But you know what? I'm glad you're watching right now. You know that's all that matters. I hope everybody's doing well. I know I am. And I hope our guest is too. We've got a very smart person on the stream. The whole goal. I like to let people learn. You gotta learn. You gotta learn on these streams, and we got somebody that's gonna teach us. You got somebody that definitely knows a little something about animals. I know if you watching the stream, you probably affirm you're probably interested in animals too. But we got him. We got. What would you call? Would you call yourself a zoologist or just regardless, Kieran. Kieran's on the program. Yes. Yes. Everybody. Yes. 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 Yes.
Hi, everyone. I hope everybody can hear me all right. I would not call myself a zoologist. I would be more aligned with a naturalist. I don't have formal schooling, but I've grown up around animals. I've worked extensively around farm animals, primarily goats and chickens. I've worked on a horse farm. I interned at a nature center, which was awesome. I worked with the snakes there, and I routinely camp out in the Everglades down in Florida. So I've been there around animals, and I also have, I will not be one of those people that's like, oh, it's my superpower. But the special interest component of that means pretty much anything I've ever read about animals, I've just absorbed that like a sponge. And yeah. I am here to relay that and ramble about and answer any questions.
Yes. Before I start to ramble on, good thing you brought that up. If anybody has any questions in the chat for Kieran, don't ask me about animals. Please ask them. Yes. Please ask away in the chat. But as people are putting in their questions, I will ask you a question. How did you get into animals? I know, like it's really a standard question, like with people in the fandom, but just like and more so like with you and your nod and Heather. Like, how did you like get to the point of being like, oh, I'm super interested in all this, and like I'll actually start to like put my energy towards it.
I mean, honestly, a lot of that came from my dad. My dad, he has always been a big hiker. He's always been very like outdoorsy. And pretty much as soon as, even before I could walk, I mean, he was out with me on his back. We'd be going on hikes. And when I was around 4, that's the first time I went to the Everglades, completely fell in love with it. But my mom, when I was a baby, she was working in marketing at a zoo, so I went to the zoo a bunch. So a lot of that is responsible for my love of animals. But my first real love, I love dinosaurs. Like, that was my thing. I love dinosaurs. I love bugs. So animals, past and present, have always been a serious interest of mine. And I've been lucky enough to have some really cool experiences and travel a lot to habitats with different animals in them.
Hell yeah. Speaking of, talked a lot about international, I talk about people, but it's Monday morning, whatever. International, hello Kasaki, all the way from Australia. Nice to have you in.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Look, Kieran, we go international, baby. We all around the world with this.
Oh, yeah.
So we do have questions on.
So cool.
We do.
Oh, yeah, I see Voice Reasoning has a question.
Yes, Star, during your adventures in the Everglades, did you ever learn anything about it that you never knew before?
Yes. The first thing that comes to mind, I've seen all kinds of cool stuff, but there is this really cool bird. It's called an ani, a smooth-billed ani, and they're really funky looking. They look, technically birds are dinosaurs, but they look very prehistoric. And I was driving down this road pretty much in the middle of nowhere. We hadn't seen a car in hours. And there was this tiny little bird perched on the side of the road. And I'm like, That's an Ani. That's an Ani over there. My dad's like, I have never even heard of that bird in my life, but they're super cool. I don't know if you want to pull up a picture of one, but they're communal nesters. And it's
yes.
really funny because
wait, what is it? Is it ONI? How do you spell it?
Here, let me just put it in chat.
Oh, all right, cool.
Smooth Ani, A-N-I.
There it is.
But they're really cute. They're kind of scruffy looking, but they're communal nesters, and there's actually like one breeding pair that will primarily lay the eggs. But sometimes the other ones will want to lay eggs, and that's not the primary pair. So the other birds will just build more of the nest on top of it. So if you look at their nests, there are actually several layers of eggs down through the nest, which is very, very silly. But I don't know, that was one of the things that I didn't even know was in the Everglades. And then I saw that one year, and somewhere from the depths of my mind, I was able to be like, oh, I know what that bird is. And that one was really cool to see. So like, they're kind of nondescript, but when you see one, like, I think they're really fascinating looking.
Yeah, they look, they look friendly. I don't know why.
They have a very sweet face. They have a very just charismatic little face. I could see an animated film made out of them.
Yes. I will. I haven't been to the Everglades. I've not been in the Everglades, but I have been around them. During my.
It's amazing.
It's amazing, but I'll be honest, it scares the shit out of me.
One. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I don't want to interrupt you.
No. You're good. Just driving on like in the car with my folks, driving on the road, and like literally the Everglades are like start right there, and like it's just going like just all that Martian land. Just like I'm just like, man, what the hell's over there?
Oh, it's crazy. You see it. It's called The Sea of Grass in a lot of books and documentaries about it. And actually, the first time I went, I was little girl, and my dad had driven all night so we could get there. We hadn't hotel. We went from North Carolina to the Everglades in one go, and he drives out into the middle of the sawgrass, and he gently wakes me up. He says, "Sid, we're here." And I said, "Oh, that's so exciting!" And I look up, and I just see all this grass around me. I just said, "It looks like a whole lot of nothing." And my dad said he was just crestfallen. He was so upset. But 5 seconds later, we're out in the grass, and we see these otters playing out in the grass, like these wild river otters. I mean, you're immediately immersed into this other world. Like the diversity of life that's down there, and just like how many amazing animals are there. I mean, like, people think of alligators, obviously, which are fantastic and amazing. But I mean, you've got indigo snakes, you've got all kinds of bird life, you have so many amphibians. It's just wall-to-wall life. It's just dripping with life. It's so cool.
No, I know it's cool. But like man, that looks that is that's nature for real. I see.
Oh yeah, I see people talking about cottonmouths. So one year, when you're out in the Everglades, like down in Flamingo, which is the furthest point in the Everglades, Dad and I were walking there. It was Christmas, and I almost stepped on a water moccasin. I'm usually very, very careful. It was hidden in the sawgrass. I mean, and this was a big guy too. Like, this was probably about as big as they get. And they don't want to bite you. Like, their venom, that is for their prey. Yes, they use it to defend themselves, but they don't want to bother us. So it did its gape display, where they are called cottonmouths because they have a white interior lining to their mouths, and it reaches up, it's got this mouth open, and I just said, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, friend. Merry Christmas." Like, that was my first response to it. Not like, "Oh shit, I almost stepped on a snake." It was more like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I scared you,"
See, look, that's how I know that you really love animals, because like I would have freaked the hell out. I wouldn't have done anything to the snake, but I would not have been as nice.
Oh, I mean, it's very very startling. I mean, you've got the pythons down there too, and I've only ever seen one, but it was about 9 feet long.
Yeah.
And they're intimidating. The likelihood of it doing something to you, very slim. Like the moment I saw it, like I probably saw it for like 3 seconds before I was like, "Oh, people, I'm out." No, thank you. But I mean, large reptiles can be intimidating.
Yeah.
But the thing to keep in mind is, I know it's a tired expression, but it's so true. Like they really are more afraid of you than you are of them.
Yeah. Yeah, no. Like Soul said also. Hello, Soul. Soul said he'd be gone. My outline looking like smoke, like a cartoon. Man, that ain't the half. I would have that Scooby Doo running sound effect. That's what I would have done.
No, I feel that.
Yeah. I want to get to Vera's question. Well, let's keep it for another fellow South Florida furry. We keep it on location. I've got a personal question. Vera asked, based on what you know about them, what species of tiger would they be?
Oh, like me? Kieran is a tiger?
No, you, Vera. Vera, what you, based on what you know about Vera?
What would you? Oh, that's a toughie. I mean, I really do like Siberian tigers or more tigers. I think they look so out of place, like out in the snow. And even though like you're from Florida, I don't know, they're just like apex predator, master of their domain. They're so intensely beautiful, and like Vera, we go a while back. I love Vera. I actually met her and her family down in the Everglades.
Oh, nice.
So I can see it as a big, beautiful, fluffy Siberian tiger, Vera.
And as far as I know about them, yeah, I get that. I get it too. We do love Vera.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, she's great.
Let's keep talking about tigers. Why don't we? We're on the stream. We're on the topic. Let's keep talking.
Yeah.
Let's keep talking.
Yeah.
As a tiger aficionado, I'll be honest. I don't really know a ton about tigers. despite everything, I kind of don't know a lot. So, like, what are some of your favorite tiger facts or tiger aspects to their lives?
Oh, I mean, that's a great question. I mean, they are what we call charismatic megafauna. So when you think of, these sort of poster children of, endangered animals, which unfortunately, tigers are, you think of, poster children for endangered animals, tigers, pandas, elephants, these big, they're often fluffy. They often have, expressive faces. We tend to have sort of a bias towards these animals, but for good reason. They're amazing. And, with tigers being apex predators, their position in the food chain has so many far-reaching consequences. And that is one thing that I find so fascinating about large predators is, when you remove them from an environment, I mean, the rest of the food chain kind of topples without them in charge, without them, sort of keeping everything else in balance. But I do think, it's pretty interesting. As much as I love wild boar, a lot of their diet, like a Siberian tiger, but, also you would have tigers in India too that would be feeding on wild boar. Wild boar are scary prey animals.
Yeah.
Like if I was a tiger,
the tusks, predator,
that would be at the bottom of my list. Like I just told you the story about, this water moccasin I always stepped on. Whatever, forget the snake. Boars scare the hell out of me.
Yeah.
They're so unpredictable. So, the fact that, tigers routinely will prey on them, that's pretty damn impressive to me. They're going to make, good judgment calls. They're going to pick off the younger, the quicker, probably not go after a big male in his prime condition, but that's scary. Like major props to tigers for going after boar.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, me myself, I'm not above getting an easy meal. If you want to go out and get a boar, go ahead and do it. That's not me, baby. Give me something easy. Give me something easy. Vera said isn't there a thing where tigers have a roar that's so low they make prey freeze in place?
That may be a little bit of an embellishment, but they do have these extremely deep roars. Males, when they're claiming territory, they're warning other males, hey, I'm here, I'm the big man here. But also, any ladies in the area, here I am.
Yeah.
But that can travel miles.
Yeah.
It's a very deep roar that just rumbles through the trees because deep, low sounds like that will actually travel further. Elephants are the same way. They make infrasonic sounds. So some of them we can't even hear.
Yeah.
But that's how they communicate with each other. So tigers, again, have that really deep bass rumble, which I'd love to hear in person if possible one day.
Look, I can't say that I'm too different. I do like to let my presence be known. Men,
Yeah.
like Star said, men, I am here. Ladies, I am also here. Non-binary people,
Yeah.
guess what? I'm here too. I'm here too. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about it. I'm here. Just
People's man.
look. It move as you must. Just know, I'm here. Believe it or not, I haven't really been to a ton of zoos. I think I might have only seen one tiger live, like in person.
Wow.
I
Yeah.
know. That's so surprising. I mean, we're both North Carolinians. I don't think the North Carolina Zoo. I don't think has has a tiger. I think they have a lion, but I don't think they have a tiger.
I don't think they do either, because I think they primarily have lions there. It's been so long.
Yeah.
I think the closest tiger that I can think of is probably down in Atlanta.
Probably.
If they have them, pretty sure they do. Yeah, they have Sumatran tigers. But like they're crazy to see in captivity. They're
Yeah.
so big. Like
Yeah.
you're like, okay, I think I know how big a tiger is, and you see them like, no, I had no idea. That's way bigger than I thought.
Yeah, no, for everybody that doesn't know, I'm gonna go on a little bit of a local North Carolina tangent. For everybody that doesn't know, the big cities in North Carolina, Charlotte, Raleigh, the cities that you think that something like this would be in. The North Carolina Zoo is in none of those. It's in the dead center of the state, as they determined it, Asheboro, North Carolina. For what reason? Who knows? I guess they just wanted where it'd be closest for most people. I never got that. I never why are we putting a zoo here? Whatever. That's my little personal local rant. I gotta whatever. Any fellow North Carolinians, you know how I feel about it. Somebody asked a question, I believe. No, I did have one. You talk about tigers in captivity and just I don't want to take this to a dark-ish place, but it's kind of one of the things that I know that you're big on is the aspect of humane sanctuary for animals like tigers, this, that, and the other, and I see a lot of cute tiger content, cute big cat content, but there's always that. It's often in inhumane spaces, which is unfortunate. I know you hate to see it. So just kind of one of the things that I was what are some things that you look for in these videos or you see in these things that really let you know that this is not the correct way to do it, or even on the other side, that is a good way to do
That's
it.
a great point to bring up. We do have to be ethical with our consumption of media, and a lot of people, and I'm not trying to bash people. Sometimes I do get frustrated. Sometimes I do get loud on Twitter, but I don't want to bash people for not knowing what they don't know. A lot of people, they see content, and that's as far as the thought goes.
It's cute. People see the cute baby tiger and it's oh man, something much more.
They're adorable.
Yeah,
they're so fluffy. And people think that's just like my cat at home, and unfortunately, that is a mentality that gets people into trouble because unfortunately, people do get tigers as pets in some areas. So with your question of what do I look for when I'm looking at videos, and this is going to pertain primarily to mammalian predators, because you do see, people keeping foxes, people keeping wolves, keeping tigers, and not all are of the same, level of comparison, but that's generally what you got here. But if there's a cub and someone has their hands all over it, that's a red flag to me. If that cub is in somebody's house, or in a domestic environment, it's not in a proper enclosure, that's a red flag. Unfortunately, what happens at these so-called sanctuaries in a lot of cases, they're just breeding the tigers for cubs so people can take pictures with them. They sometimes drug the adult tigers so people can get pictures with them, so it makes them docile. And that's just not a good life for an animal. That a proper environment means as minimal contact with people as possible, because even if it's raised in captivity, you can never domesticate a tiger. The domestication process takes hundreds of years.
Generations.
And at best, you can get them to be tame, but they're still wild animals, and they will behave like wild animals. And when we treat them like pets, that's just a bad situation. That's just setting both you and that cat up for trouble. So really, when I am sharing content, when I see something cute, I really want to make sure it's coming from a place that, is an accredited facility, has somebody who is an expert. There are places who are not zoos, but they're sanctuaries for tigers that can't be in zoos, and they're going to be run a little bit different than a zoo might. But in general, if someone has their hands on the cat, that's not a good sign. You don't want to be doing that.
Damn, and it sucks so much, right? Because I see so much of this content, and I'm just like digitally behind the glass, just like, no, please, like, I want to be your friend, please. And,
right? Like, the selfish human part of me is like, I want to pet a tiger.
Yes.
I would love to pet a tiger. I want to kiss it on its big stupid nose.
Yes, please, please do.
The rational part of me is like, no, that's not going to be good for me or the tiger. No matter how cool it would be to have that physical connection, you can't do that, because they're big, powerful animals, and anything could set off those instincts, and that's you in a 600-pound plus animal. No, thank you. I don't like my odds there.
Yeah, no, I mean, I know people say it all the time, like, if not friend, why friends shaped? And I look, I see these videos of like these tigers just doing what, like they're just by themselves, just in their space, just doing whatever, and I'm just like, why are you so cute? Like, please.
Oh, the cute aggression is real. You just want to like grab their little ears, well, they're not little, but grab their big mouths. Oh yeah, I'm the same.
Just hold them by the face and just look at them.
Such a mood, wanting to hug a gator. There have been so many times at the Everglades where, like, a lot of the time when I'm down there, I do move animals across the road. Like, I've ran in front of cars to get venomous snakes. I've moved soft-shell turtles across the road, because people just fly down that road, and there's a lot of roadkill, unfortunately. But there are times where I'm like, okay, like, I'm just moving this animal because this is for its benefit. I know, the proper way to handle it. But there is that part where I'm like, oh, I get to touch this. This is so cool. There's that, definitely that more, like, selfish, giddy part where we're like, oh yeah, I get to hold this snake. This is really neat.
Yeah, it stinks so much. It stinks so much because, like, I'll say specifically, even for myself, like, I would consider Ghazi a golden, or I think some people call it technically strawberry tiger. Well, whichever one, just the light joint. And like, I see so many videos, so many very cute videos of like them getting, rubbed and pet and like this, that, and the other, and like, I wanna like this so much, but I can't. I know that I shouldn't.
I feel. Oh, sorry. There's a slight lag, so I really apologize.
No, you're good. No, you're good.
No, I was just gonna say, like, it is unfortunate because you will see some interesting color morphs of tigers, like a golden tiger, a strawberry tiger, And unfortunately, a lot of those are bred in facilities just for that color pattern, just for that appeal of like, look, we have this rare thing. I could totally be wrong on this, but as far as I know, I don't know if any golden tigers have been routinely like spotted in the wild.
Yeah.
Because like you do see white tigers in the wild.
Yeah.
I believe that is something. And sometimes you see it's not full on melanism, but it's called pseudomelanism or abundism. And it's really cool. Like, it looks like you just spilled black paint all over the tiger. It's where their stripes actually get thicker.
Yeah.
Sometimes see it in zebras, too. It's very, very cool to see. But, yeah, like, a lot of those color morphs are, unfortunately, from bred animals.
Yeah. That's, man, that stinks so much. I know.
Yeah, not to be a bummer.
No, I know. Like, look, I want to be on the up and up, Kieran. I want to be on the up and up, but like, it stinks. It stinks so much. Vera said, I fucking adore the plush in the back. Holy crap. Well, Vera, what? Funny you bring him up. We put out an all call. Kieran made lovely art involving both me and them. And it's kind of prompted me. We gotta find a name for them. I think they're gonna be around, but like we gotta find a name for the boy. We gotta. If we need any, we need suggestions from the chat. Kieran, do you have any ideas? Anything that might be technical terms? Any I forgot the genus, the animals, like just something like that. Was it?
Panthera, I believe.
Panthera. You're not really much of a panther, are you? I mean, I know panthers are technically the whole thing, but you know.
Yeah, but like, you think of something generally like a black leopard or a black jaguar. That's what I think when I there.
Yes. Star said, just name him Gordo. Or Vera said...
Gordito.
Gordo or Gordito. Welch's strawberry tiger, blue.
Oh, I don't know. I think Gunther would be pretty fun. Never met a Gunther.
Gunther. Gunther. Why are you making? They trying to make this plush Central European?
What? You're right. Let me back the fuck up on that. I'm sorry.
What's the beef? What's the beef, baby?
I like Gordo.
The people seem to like Gordo or Gordy. Yeah. That's a thought. We might stick with Gordo. We very well might stick with Gordo here. This is a very this is a not a light boy. This is we got a lot of heft. A lot of heft to it.
I am not here to whitewash tigers.
What'd you say?
I said I am not here to whitewash the tigers.
Yes. No, that's the last thing we want to do. What people don't know is that like it's weighted. It's got a lot of junk in the trunk, as the kids say. Yeah, we got some heft. Look that baby just flops.
Yeah, I mean, give me a good idea of like how heavy he is. If he threw him at somebody, would it hurt? Is that how heavy he is? Or
oh yeah, no, absolutely. Like I'm dropping it on my leg, and like it's not hurting, but like if you really put some oomph behind it, it's gonna get some people's attention.
I love it. It's a weapon.
He's literally a weapon. Like look at this shit.
No, these are good. These are great.
Heavy weapon Gordo, man. Kasaki, you do need to make it out to FWA. Next time you come to America, brother, your ass better be in Atlanta. I don't care. Your ass better be in Atlanta in May. That's all I want to do. Vera said it sounds like it tickles. You know. We gotta. I said we.
I mean, Vera is one tough one tough person.
Yeah, no. Vera, this very well might tickle Vera. We aren't all built like him.
Ripped a coconut in half with
Yes,
her bare hands.
yes. Holy shit! Good lord! I can't be doing that. Not with these. No. You know what? I very well like Gordo. I like Gordo because of all the variations we've got on it. We've got we've got just Gord, Gordon Ramsay, Triple G. Yeah,
appropriate.
Gordon Ramsay, Triple G, Gordo to Gord.
I'm personally a fan of Gorpedo. I think that's pretty hilarious.
The Gorpedo is really nice. Heavy weapon Gordo. Yeah, Gorpedo. I think Gorpedo might have sold me on just Gordo being the base, and then we expand upon it. Look at all these nicknames.
About the word torpedo, it's actually the term comes from the name of a type of electric ray. So like looks like a stingray, it just doesn't have the stinger, and it can actually shock you. But it's kind of weird because it's very flat. It's a ray. And then when we think of like torpedo, something that's torpedo shaped, it's usually like very smooth and cylindrical. So I just think that's cool. Like we have the name of something that looks so vastly different than what it's actually named after. Just a little fun thing.
All right. I think we're settling on Gordo. And we can make all these nicknames: Gordon Ramsay, Gorpedo. I'm trying to think of one off the top of my head, but I can't really. Triple G, G Time, G Money. We got him. We got him all. Look at my son. Look at him. Look.
He's perfect.
Yes.
I had so much fun looking up references for that little drawing because I just typed in fat tiger plush. Like I know I'm gonna find it. So I just Googled that and it was great.
I don't know what the hell happened. I'm good. Oh. Hold on. I gotta quit my music. We gotta. Yeah. No, Kusaki. My computer's freaking out on me. We freaking the fuck out. I don't know what happened. I must have pressed something on this keyboard, but regardless. Yes. Vera, you want to squeeze the sun? I can send you the link to how I got this. I don't know how many are in stock. When I got it, there was only 4 left. They told me there were 4 left. But yeah, Kusagi said possessed computer. Yeah. While we're on the topic of possession, let's get a little creepy. It is the time of year. Halloween's coming up. And as was mentioned, Kieran, you are interested in bugs, the creepy crawly things, and also cryptids. I know you've taken an affinity for them as well. Talk about how you got into that.
Okay. Well, I've always loved bugs. Like ever since I could like conceptualize what a bug was, I've been fascinated by them. And a lot of the animals that I like, and bugs definitely are included. I like a lot of animals that are commonly maligned by the general public. Like I like snakes, I like bugs. I've always liked sharks. Sharks have definitely gotten a bit more of a better public image since I was a kid.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah. But vultures are my favorite animals ever. And a lot of that comes from like, I'm not going to get heavy or anything, but like growing up before I was diagnosed with autism, it was very difficult. I was not necessarily getting the help that I needed, and I felt very distant from my peers. And as a result of that, like I, always had my nose in a book. I was always outside, and I just found so much wonder and comfort in the natural world. But it also, my experiences being young and autistic, made me gravitate towards these animals that, a lot of people didn't like. A lot of people thought were gross, or ugly, or mean. And, aside from humans, there really aren't mean animals. They're just animals trying to survive.
They don't know any better.
But going back to like bugs specifically, there's just you could spend your entire life researching as much as you possibly could, like spend every waking moment reading about bugs, and you will just scratch the surface. There are so many. I mean, beetles specifically.
Yep.
You know, there. I'm trying to remember the exact statistics for it, but you know, 40% of all animal life on Earth, I think, are beetles. Which
wow,
is
really
unbelievable. And
that's crazy.
Yeah, and flies, their flies are a huge family too, and there are some sort of you know, competing thoughts on whether beetles are more prevalent than other insects or if it's flies. Either way, ton of species, you know, thousands have been documented already, and we've only scratched the surface. And I think that's so cool. Like, no matter how much you read and how much you learn about them, there's always going to be something that you don't know, and that's really cool to me.
Yeah, man. Kieran, I'm not gonna lie to you. That beetle fact's fucking me up. Like not even like a that's creepy way. Just like a 40%. Like I know there are a lot of beetles out there, but like 40. 40% is insane.
40% of all insects. 40% of all insects and 25% of all living things.
Oh my god, that is crazy.
It's so amazing. And yes, there have been roughly 400,000 species of beetles described so far. And there are some that they almost look exactly alike. In every way, their habitats are the same, their behavior is the same, and it's just like this one part on them that is different. And you know, whether that's a spine on their exoskeleton or whatnot, you know, you have such closely resembling insects to another, and they're completely different species. They're amazing. They're fascinating.
Man. Vera said, just look at the ground. There's so many. Vera, please don't tell me to go touch grass. I don't need this right now.
No, you don't need to. That's the touch grass.
So like, how does that play into like your thoughts about like cryptids? I know you got a thing for the Mothman. I've seen it. I know you got a thing for him.
I do. I really do. I recently came back from a trip to West Virginia. I did see the Mothman statue. My entire family took turns slapping his ass. It was great. I don't know if you've seen the ass on the Mothman statue.
Oh, I have.
If any of you have, stop. Oh my gosh, stop what you're doing now and look at the Mothman ass. He is, oh my gosh, he is cheeked up for days. It's incredible. But yeah, to actually answer your question, I've always really been interested in folklore. Like I was instead of being a horse girl as a kid, I was a dragon girl. I love dragons. I love the dragonology books. And what are cryptids but modern folklore? And there are some cryptids and some sightings that go way back. And you know, there is some variation on what people consider cryptids. There are certainly things that people consider cryptids that should not be considered cryptids, such as certain religious and spiritual figures of different cultures. It's not a cryptid. But, you know, to me, what a cryptid is it's an undocumented animal, you know, something that has not been studied. We don't have firm proof of it, yet all these people have claimed to see it. And, you know, that's part of storytelling. That's part of, you know, what then becomes culture in some cases later on is, you know, this collective fascination with a natural occurrence or potentially a supernatural occurrence, according to some people. And I love that. I love the storytelling component of that. And also just Mothman is the whole history of him when he was sighted, and then his relation to, you know, the tragedies that have happened in Point Pleasant, and people saying they saw him before the Silver Bridge collapse that happened in 1967, which claimed 42 lives. You know, all of that makes for a very, very interesting story. But I also like how the town of Point Pleasant has taken the story of Mothman, you know, and made it this fun thing. Has taken something that had ties in tragedy and has made something that, you know, their town can really hang its hat on. Like that brings in so much income for that town. And that's really cool to see. And all that started from, you know, a bunch of kids driving down the road, probably high out of their minds.
You know.
Probably saw an owl. They probably saw an owl. Like what it was. But still that incident just was able to take off, so to speak, and has captured the imaginations of literally millions of people. That's cool to me.
That's him. That's him, damn it. That's the Mothman. Oh, everybody run. No, that's so funny. That we growing up in the South, growing up this, that, and the other. These kind of things and these sightings are, you hear about them so much. And, you talked a lot about like the colloquialisms, like of it being like passed down and things like that. And, it's so funny to like be here in as modern of a setting as we can be. We're literally in the present day, but to like still have these fervent feelings towards these beings that may or may not exist is, I feel as though like that's one of the more human things that like still keeps us.
Like humans want to believe in magic, like, and there is magic in the world, like magic, whether you want to talk about from a philosophical standpoint or magic just being science that we haven't, or phenomena that science hasn't properly documented yet. Like we want to exist with a sense of wonder, and to me that's what captures. It's a modern day wonder, and I just think that's a beautiful thing. I mean, not to get sappy, but I think it's a really cool thing.
Hey man, look. There's just some shit that we just can't explain sometimes, like, we just can't explain it, and it captivates us, like it's in a world that seems more and more mundane, like just the idea of something like that is, I think that's what keeps people so interested in it, because it is such a wild thing. I'm not gonna say wild, but like something that still feels believable, even though we haven't seen it. I mean, hell, by now we really should have found some very hard evidence for something like a Bigfoot, but hey, like we don't have it yet. Like we don't have it, and despite our best efforts, kind of can't find it. But that's so intriguing. That's like such an intriguing thing for us.
Oh, I definitely agree. And just like, I think it's interesting too that I love natural history and the animal kingdom, and I think it's funny that I like all of these creatures that we don't have any documented proof, and the vast majority of cryptids I do not believe exist. I believe it's a case of mistaken identity. People seeing what they want to see. People just telling stories. That's part of humanity. It's telling stories. But there have been lots of animals that were once thought to be cryptids that turned out to be real animals. There are lots of stories. Often what you see is indigenous people have described an animal or its behavior for years, and Western scientists come in and say, "Oh, actually, we discovered it." But no, cryptozoology has roots in the cultural storytelling that lets us learn about animals, from around the world, especially through oral history that's been passed down too. That's so valuable. That's so important for understanding animal behavior. And I find that to be linked with, sort of this modern idea of cryptozoology too. Is we've always been telling stories about strange animals, essentially.
But both Star and Vera both talked about the platypus, literally at the same time. Like once being considered a cryptid, but now is just, like we perfectly accept the platypus as a legitimate animal.
But it's funny because when the platypus first quote unquote discovered, so some white people from Europe over and they killed it and they stuffed it and they brought it back. The people that they were presenting it to, this board of scientists, were literally pulling apart the platypus, trying to find the seams, because they're like, "There's no way this could be a real animal." Showed this with all of these other different animals, but sure enough, platypus is a real animal. One of few venomous mammals too, which is really cool. They're really fascinating.
What's like a cryptid that people always kind of like there are like the main typical cryptids that people always think about. What's one that like isn't like terribly well known, but like you 100% believe, but like believe that there's a decent chance that they're actually out there?
Oh, that's a really good question because I don't know if there are any cryptids that I 100% believe are a real thing, but there is one that comes to mind. It's called bear. It's from Africa.
What's it called?
And a Nandi bear, Nandi, and then bear.
Okay.
And it's usually depicted like a really large hyena, or more like a hyena bear hybrid almost. Sometimes it stands on its hind legs. I've heard stories about it like eating people's brains. But there have been thoughts that potentially like, yeah, maybe it is just a weird spotted hyena that somebody has seen. But people have posited that perhaps people are seeing and the name has just eluded me, an Atlas bear, which was Africa's only bear. It went extinct during the Roman Empire's reign. Most likely it was hunted to extinction and actually brought in to coliseums for gladiator fights, and that's probably what drove it to extinction. But the thought that the story of the Nandi bear is actually an Atlas bear, that would be cool too. Like I think that's I want to believe that the Atlas bear is still alive. I know it's not, but I would love for it to still be around.
Yeah. I will be honest. I'm like, this very much could just be somebody's Sona. Like, I'm just looking at this, just like, man, that's close. Like there's really not much work that has to be done to anthropomorphize this thing.
Oh yeah, they're so cool and they're so buff. Like,
yeah,
I can
like
see furry this is my muscle for a persona. It's just a Nandi bear.
It's right there. Somebody needs to get on this. I can't lie to you. Somebody needs to get on this.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. The Paulini, thank you for following. These streams, I love an activity. Since we're on the topic of cryptids, I love an activity. I have a little quiz pulled up, and I would like to see if you, live on stream, are able to recognize these cryptids from a description. I would say I haven't terribly screened this. We might get a little insensitive, but we hope for the best on this stream.
Yeah. I'm sure we're on the same page. You see what you're probably thinking about. We'll just skip that one.
Yes. All right. Let's start the quiz. Also known as the Jungle Walrus, this creature lives near Lake Victoria. What is it?
It's, sorry, let me slow up. I don't remember the actual name of it. It's, but I can see that it's the last answer on the quiz because I can see a little bit of the screen on my screen.
Yeah.
But I'm not quite sure how you say that, to be honest.
Yeah, dingo neck?
Yeah. I believe
that is correct. A huge creature from Western Africa. Witnesses have described the dingo neck as being 14 to 15 feet long with a body like a hippo and long, fatal fangs. One eyewitness account of the dingo neck was so convincing that it was published in Maclean's magazine.
I love it. Yeah, I've heard of that one. It's been a while since I've heard about that one, but it's a good one.
I think this one is this one's very easy, but we'll go ahead and say for the people that native to Mexico and South America, this cryptid is known for ravaging goats. Can you guess its name? This one it's a toss up. It's a softball. Everybody.
I do love the chupacabra.
Yeah.
Not go wrong with it.
Yes.
A very recent too. Like a lot of people think the stories of chupacabra go back 100 years or so, but like very, very recent. Only like I want to say only in the 90s was it really did it come into popular culture.
Damn. The chupacabra's name means goat sucker. Throughout Mexico and South America, the chupacabra is notorious for drinking the blood of goats and other livestock, such as chickens. Vaguely reptilian with a spiked spine, it's said to be the bane of poor farmers. Oh man, those poor farmers. All right.
It was actually first sighted in Puerto Rico, which I think is interesting too.
Really? Damn.
I can see the tracks already. I know this one.
Hey, y'all ain't telling me chupacabra boricua? Damn. Hey, y'all. I just assumed it was in Mexico and Central America. No. All right. Vera's mom had a story about one once. You might have to spill a little bit. You spill a little bit because this one it's so easy. It's so easy. It's tall, walks on two legs. It lives in the Himalayas. You know what we're talking about. Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. The Yeti, also known as the Abominable Snowman, has been a cryptid superstar for generations. Yes, a major feature in Tibetan folklore, the Yeti is rumored to be related to a prehistoric ape. There's gonna be live, folks. The Gigantopithecus. That sounds right.
There you go,
all right.
You got it.
All right. Trust yourself, man. Trust yourself. This mysterious primate is native to India. Can you guess its name?
Oh, I don't know. I'm familiar with the cryptid, so I don't know that one.
You have a guess?
Please blow up the picture somewhere so I can actually read it. Let's see. I want to say it's the Altamaha, but I probably am totally wrong on that. The Groot flesh sounds fun.
I will say I would guess this one regardless, just because it seems like it would be like that sounds like an Indian creature. Why would they name it water hound?
I feel like the last one is just too odd.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't do that one.
The Monkey Man of Delhi. That sounds like a sitcom. All right, let's go. Oh man! Damn! It was the Monkey Man of Delhi. Damn!
That can't be. Oh, okay.
In two.
But see, this is fun for me.
Yeah.
It lets me brush up old cryptids that I may have forgotten about, but also learn about new ones.
In 2001, a monkey-like creature of unusual size terrorized residents of New Delhi. It had red eyes and, according to some reports, a metal helmet. Although police searched for the Monkey Man, he reportedly harmed a number of people. He was never found. Are we sure that wasn't just a man in a helmet? Just a very small man?
That's
wearing a metal helmet. That's so funny. That is so funny.
I want to see a video of some helmet running on all fours towards frightening tourists and
just with this helmet on. Oh man.
Yeah.
All right. We've got this. Sorry. Residing in California, this cryptid resembles an enormous snake. Know it? If you know the slightest bit of geography. Yeah, I was gonna say, if you know the slightest thing about California geography, it's Lake Tahoe. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is Tahoe. Man. Which I mean, love Nessie, the OG cryptid. But I love here in the States, we've got Camp from Lake Champlain, you've got Tessie from Lake Tahoe. We all have to sort of have our claim on. We've got our own.
We've got our own. You don't have to go to Scotland. You don't have to go abroad. You can just stay right here. Tahoe Tessie, a lake monster who lives in California's Lake Tahoe. Tahoe Tessie resembles the Loch Ness Monster, but is said to be very fast. Oh, you got a faster Loch Ness. Oh, you can't catch him. Oh, you can't catch him. She has been sighted by the Washoe and Paiute. That's probably Paiute. Apologies if I'm messing that up. Paiute tribes since at least the 19th century. Her last modern sighting was in 2004.
Wow. Well, she's due for another appearance. I'm waiting.
goodness gracious, this. Whew. Now that's unsettling.
Oh yeah.
This memorable being from
I know that.
yeah, this memorable being from Aboriginal folklore can be found in marshes and billabongs. Know what this is?
It's the bunyip. I love these guys. They're great. I used to do this type of commissions called Mythify Me,
Yes.
where someone would give me their character, call them as a cryptid or a mythological creature, and I did draw a bunyip once. I'm very fond of them, and supposedly they're hard to track because they leave backwards footprints.
Ah. All right, I kind of see it makes. Man, that is unsettling. Good lord. I'll just scroll. Yeah. Aboriginal people across Australia have seen the bunyip, a creature which resembles both a bird and an alligator. How? How are you looking at this and telling me there's both a bird and an alligator? That looks like nothing. That looks like that looks like a mishmash put together. That's so unsettling. Residing in swampy areas such as marshes and billabongs, the bunyip is said to attack women and children who wander too close to their watery dwellings. Man,
No, thank you.
No, absolutely not.
I mean, and I'm sure a lot of these stories also, they, much like stories, like fairy tales, they're cautionary tales to keep you from going somewhere. And somewhere like Australia, where you have saltwater crocodiles, you may not want to be very close to the water.
Yeah, no, but you see crocodiles and alligators so much like whatever. It's like, yeah, man, you gotta watch out for that bunyip. The what?
Yeah. Also, I do have to. It's not the bunyip that has the backwards feet. That is actually a yowie, which is another Australian cryptid. I did make a mistake there, so apologies.
Look, I wouldn't call you out on it anyway.
I'm calling myself out.
Oh, we've got a local one. You got a local one. Native to North Carolina, this monster looks like a giant, dangerous cat. Do you know it?
You know what? You think I would know that one, but I don't. I know it's not. Actually, I don't know that one. When I was a kid, my uncle would tell me stories of little offensive now, but the story of the Wampus cat, which was this bobcat that lived. Originally, and I thought that's what this one was when you got to it, but I don't know this one either.
Man.
I'm gonna guess the one that starts with an A.
Okay.
Because the Mapari, I believe, is something different.
Yeah.
So that one familiar.
You should have known our state. You know we weren't gonna name it anything that was too native.
You're right. You're right.
The beast of Bladenboro. Damn. Would you want to run into a cougar-like vampire cat in the middle of the night? I wouldn't. Then don't go to North Carolina's Bladenboro County, where a beast of this description is said to reside. Described as murdering goats and dogs, the beast of Bladenboro County has been investigated by the TV show Monster Quest. If you want to learn.
I see all the time as a kid, and I don't remember this guy at all.
The beast of Bladenboro.
That's pretty good. I might character one.
That's solid. That's solid. Beneath the sands of the Gobi Desert, this cryptid creates enormous tunnels. It looks like nothing so much as a huge earthworm. What is it called?
It's a Mongolian death worm.
There it is.
Oh yeah, I love these guys.
Also known as the Olagai Kurkoi. The Mongolian death worm is said to be 4 feet long, coated in a poisonous slime, and capable of spitting acid. Yeah. Cryptozoologists believe the death worm is real, but have not been able to find it yet, as its Mongolian desert environment is difficult to explore. I wouldn't explore that either. You see something like that? I'm good.
Deserts are beautiful and diverse, but they are not made for me. I'm not made for them.
Yeah. A bird-like being, it's found in southwest Germany. You know what it is?
Yes, it is the last one. I just don't know how to properly say that.
Yes, Elwitrisk. Some German. Imagine being a chicken with antlers and scales. That's another Sona. Then you've got the German Ultra Swice. Something I don't know.
Yeah,
Please,
I'm not even to
please,
attempt that one.
please don't. Star says, L we try trash.
Oh.
What? This is why I did not take German.
Germany has some really fun cryptids. Actually, one of my favorite cryptids, aside from Mothman, is the Tatzelworm. It's Swiss Alpine folklore, but you see it in Germany and Bavaria.
Yeah.
And this big elongated cat snake. I love those. But you also have the Wolpertinger, which is similar to the American jackalope, except it has big pointy like vampire fangs, and then it has wings as well, and often the front feet of a pheasant. But it's still your rabbit or hare that has the antlers. So I like those a lot too.
Okay. L we tree tra? Is that what it is? L we tree tra? That should not that doesn't compute. I'm sorry, Star. I'm sorry.
Language, so it's a.
I don't have the language brain. I'm sorry. Observers say this humped sea monster lives in Lake Okanagan in British Columbia. Do you know the identity of this cryptid? Good Lord.
Yes, I think it's Ogopogo.
Ogopogo, yes. All those names comes from a 1920s pop song. The Ogopogo is anything but fun. Known to First Nations people as the Naitaka, this long, mini-humped sea monster lives in Lake Okanagan in Western Canada. Cryptozoologists think that it may be an ancient whale called the Basilosaurus.
Yeah, that's an ancient whale, all right.
Yep, big whale.
Way back.
This Japanese sea monster stinks. What's his name?
It is the last one. Is the Akuro Kamui. I'm so sorry for butchering that.
Akuro Kamui. Yeah, I mean that's the only one that looks Japanese anyway. Off the coast of Japan lives the Akuro Kamui, a huge sea monster that has been sighted many times. It is said to have giant eyes, but the most repellent aspect of the Akuro Kamui is its scent, which observers have described as nauseous.
There's some really, I wouldn't necessarily call them cryptids, but Japanese yokai, so creatures that appear in Japanese folklore. Absolutely amazing. You have some really spooky ones, like giant skeletons. There are skeletal whales. And then you have some that are these little monsters that live in bathrooms and they have an eye in their butthole. So, very, very varied folklore in
Either
Japan.
or.
Really appreciate.
Whatever works. Another toss-up. The Scandinavian sea mist is hated by sailors. Can you identify it?
Kraken. Love them.
I did not.
Love them.
I did not know it was Scandinavian. I'll be honest.
Yeah, original Scandinavian, I think, is closer to Kraken. But people say Kraken.
Yeah.
And those were one of my favorites as a kid. My real name is Sid, so my parents called me Squid all the time. It rhymes with Sid, but I also love squid. So the Kraken was definitely one of my favorites.
Was that also a Rocket Power character?
Yeah, there was a character. Man, Rocket Power takes me back.
Yeah.
I had forgotten about that show, and now it's like all coming back to me. Also, fun fact, there are thoughts that sea serpents or potentially like the tentacles of Kraken, that those sightings are actually whale penises. Whales have prehensile penises that are they're whales. They're big. So yeah, there are a lot of sightings of sea serpents that are actually attributed now to whale penises. So a little not so fun fact, but there you go.
It's not so fun for who?
I mean, yeah, he's probably having a great time,
Ladies, get you a cryptid in your life. Another toss-up. This guy's water creature is quite famous. Can you guess its name? Whatever. Loch Ness Monster. You all know about the Loch Ness Monster. No need to get on it. Native to Australia, this creature is known by several names. It's said to be ape-like with huge feet. Do you know what it is?
Yep. That's the Yowie. That's the one I got mixed up with the bunyip.
Yeah. Yowie is a tall-fanged humanoid outback cryptid. This creature appears in the mythology of multiple Aboriginal cultures, where it is known by several names, from Quinkin to Jurawara. Some cryptozoologists think the Yowie may be a bipedal marsupial, which would make sense.
Be really cool. There was a giant type of kangaroo. It's called Procoptodon, and it probably walked like a person. It didn't hop like kangaroos. It didn't have the physique for it.
Yeah.
So potentially something that the Yowie was, that we call the Yowie now.
Yeah. This aquatic reptile lives in India's Ziro Valley. Ziro? It's probably Ziro. India's Ziro Valley. What's it called?
I think it's a
Buru is correct. Longtime residents of the marshes of India's Ziro Valley claim their home used to be teeming with burus, a huge aquatic reptile that somewhat resembles a Komodo dragon. Buru supposedly disappeared after the Ziro Valley was drained. Cryptozoologists believe that this cryptid may turn out to be a real creature, which kind of looks like one.
I mean, the picture that it shows, it looks like a lungfish, which are, they are very, very ancient. They're lobe-finned fish.
Yeah.
Some of our early ancestors probably looked like them. And they can actually bury themselves in the riverbank and they seal themselves in this gross mucus cocoon.
Yeah.
And then they wait until the rains come. So
yeah, I mean, it looks
could have been a lungfish there.
The only bovine on this quiz. This enormous animal is almost the size of a bear. Can you identify it?
That is the sheep squatch. And I dig the icon for it because I think that's from the Fallout games.
It says Bethesda Game Studios, so I would assume so. Native to West Virginia, the sheep squatch looks like a supersized sheep with horns. Yep. A number of witnesses have seen it recently, including some campers who spotted it in Appalachia in 2015. Side note,
you have to talk, man. Quit trying.
Yeah. Do you say Appalachian or Appalachian?
I say Appalachian.
I would like to put out an all call. Only people who aren't from the area, I feel, say Appalachian. Like,
yeah. Is this some local? Like people from, Nevada, they say Nevada, but people who aren't from it say Nevada. It's one of those things.
Yeah. Now, it is just for if anybody references it, if anybody says it's Appalachian, not Appalachian. All the A's sound the same. Appalachian. Let's go on. This being, which is half man, half animal, is said to wield an axe. What's his name?
That's the Goat Man from the Goat Man Bridge.
Goat Man. I mean, it's literally half man, half animal.
Yeah.
People in Maryland have long spoken of the Goat Man, a human goat mutant who menaces the forests around Beltsville, Maryland. Said to be a scientist whose experiments on goats backfired, a literal comic book plot, turned him into an evil and murderous hybrid. The Goat Man is probably an urban legend. I'd probably say so too. I can't lie.
Probably is doing some heavy in here.
Yeah. I mean, that backstory is so... If that were the case, we would be seeing. I feel like we'd be seeing a lot more hybrid people walking around. Whatever, regardless, whatever. I don't. Thoroughly grotesque. This animal haunts the Pine Barrens. Its name?
Jersey Devil, also known as the Leeds Monster.
You've heard that New Jersey is full of monsters. Did you know that it has its own monster? Yes, it has a hockey team named after it. The Jersey Devil is a strange hybrid combining the wings of a bat with the body of a kangaroo and the head and the hooves of a goat. Residing in the Pine Barrens, the Jersey Devil is dangerous with a terrifying scream. Yes.
And Jersey Devil goes with that too. It's one of the older North American cryptids.
Or OGs.
And it's also called the Leeds Monster because it was supposedly born of a human who had all these children, and she's like, I cursed this next child that I'm going to have. And when she pops it, this abomination. That's the back of Jersey Devil.
This creature is rumored to inhabit the forests of Java. Fierce and bloodthirsty, it resembles a giant bat. What is it?
I mean, the Anahuel sounds familiar, but I always thought that like a primate hybrid with that. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the first one.
An ahul. Correct. Trust yourself. Deep in the forests of Java, the ahul makes its home. A bat with a 10-foot wingspan and strong clawed legs. The ahul is powerful enough to prey on people. Cryptozoologists think it may be related to the petrosaur, or the pterosaur. Excuse me.
Oh, yeah. No, it's weird that it just describes it as a bat because it's usually depicted as like a primate that has bat wings.
Yes.
So.
This water monster propels its sturgeon-like body through a Georgia river. What is it?
That one is the Altamaha, I think, because I have drawn that one.
Yes. Well, you were correct in your assumption. A classic river monster, the Altamaha, lives in the Altamaha River, of course, which is located close to Darien, Georgia. First encountered by the Tama Native American tribe, the Altamaha has a sturgeon-like body but swims like a porpoise. Its snout is described as crocodile-like.
Yeah, I like this one a lot too because got buttes of a sturgeon. Sturgeon are very fun. There we go. There's my baby.
This creature, which lives in the Alps, is described by several cultures as lizard-like. What is it?
That's a worm.
Yes, a German cryptid, the tasselworm is said to resemble a very large lizard. Accounts describe them as being 2 to 5 feet long with dangerous claws on their forearms and no back legs. Called Arasas in France and stolen worms in Switzerland, the tasselworm is generally spotted in remote alpine areas.
And this one is fun too, and goes back to what we were talking about earlier, where cryptids have basis in reality. It's theorized that like when tasselworms were created, it was people seeing the tracks left by otters in the snow. Because when otters move through the snow, they kind of drag their belly so it looks like some big snake had been through the area.
Yeah.
So that's one of the theories of how tasselworms came to be.
Not exactly a southern charmer. This monster has been called the devil cat. What is its real name?
Groot slang.
Groot. Oh! No, it's the Ozark Howler.
Really? I thought that was a dog.
Roaming across Arkansas, Oklahoma, and Texas, the Ozark Howler is said to be bad luck, hence its devil cat nickname. Black as night and equipped with goat's horns, this bear-like beast chills the blood with its unearthly howl.
Weird. I have never seen it depicted at, but sure.
Yeah. This big black canine was said to terrorize villagers in East Anglia. What is it?
That's a shuck.
The shuck.
There's lots and lots of lore about black dogs, and usually evil in nature, but sometimes they are found around cemeteries, guarding cemeteries. A lot of that in European folklore.
Yep. What would you do if a deadly black dog appeared at your Sunday service? Probably
shit.
Yeah, I'd probably shit myself. That's right. In 1577, villagers on the east coast of England were taking shelter from a thunderstorm in church when a shuck appeared and killed several people. Good God! Several of the creatures have caused mayhem throughout the UK, suggesting this beast may be real. I want no parts of that.
No.
Oh, goodness gracious. This mighty Russian cryptid breathes fire. What is it?
Don't know. I don't know that one. Excuse me. Let's go with bronze snow dragon. That's fun.
The bronze snow dragon is a fire-breathing lake monster said to live in western Russia in Lake Bronzno. Though the dragon has been spotted periodically by the residents in the area since the 13th century, some believe the dragon to be merely a mutant beaver, which is so funny.
Merely.
Yeah, man. I mean, the beaver that just breathes fire. Yeah, man. We see him all the time.
Don't worry about it.
We see him all the time, B. This Irish creature is as fast as a horse but resembles a dog-fish hybrid. What is it?
Oh, that's the Dauber Chew.
Dauber Chew. Also the other
I'm
one.
sure it does the B makes the V sound, so Dauber, maybe?
Maybe. A deadly Irish cryptid, the Dauber Chew's name means waterhound. Somewhat similar to an otter, but much, much larger. Dauber Chew is a freshwater monster that has been known to attack both dogs and humans.
Hold on, I gotta interrupt you for a second. Blue, talk about non-beavers. Thank you. I cannot be the only one in that movie. Love that movie. It is terrible. Zombievers. Everybody go and watch it. I can't say you won't be disappointed, but you will be entertained.
I did find the insensitive one and I've skipped it.
Yeah.
Yes. Some scientists have tried to find this cryptid, a California amphibian. Do you know its name?
I mean, I'm gonna guess it's the True Alps giant salamander.
I'd guess so too. What else? Because what the hell else could that be?
And stuff like that, like depending on how big we're talking about when it comes to giant, that could definitely be something that exists. There are animals that we especially burrowing animals that we have thought were extinct and they were just fine. They were just underground and nobody was seeing them. You could have a giant salamander that lives somewhere in a remote location. Totally feasible.
Yes. The Trinity Alps giant salamander dwells in the mountains of Northern California. Witness says that some Trinity Alps salamanders are 9 feet in length. First spotted in the 1920s, both scientists and cryptozoologists are actively searching for this creature. This Cajun creature is like a werewolf, but with one important difference. It can shapeshift at will. Can you guess its name?
Yes, it's the Lugaroo.
The Lugaroo, yes. Also known as the Rougarou. The Lugaroo lives in the Louisiana swamps where it sometimes stalks humans. In its monster form, it has the head of a wolf and the body of a man. Some Catholics claim that this creature murders those of their faith who violate the rules of Lent. Good God!
Good. Sorry, Catholic. That was an instinctual response.
Oh, man. This ape-like creature from South America has scales in a second mouth. Know what it is?
That's the dingoneck.
Oh, no!
No, it wasn't that big. Oh, I'm so bad at this. I need to go back to cryptid school.
Tall and scaly, the mapinguari is described by observers as being very frightening. I'm sure. Dwelling in the Brazilian rainforest, this Bigfoot-like monster has the power to put out a terrible scent like a skunk. Even stranger, it has a second mouth located in its belly. I've seen a lot of furry art with that. It was last spotted in 2007.
Yeah, me too. But that was cool because the pictures that it had, that's a ground sloth, which you did see in South America. There were lots of different sloth species besides the one that you see in trees now. Used to be huge ones, like hundreds and hundreds of pounds.
Yeah. Imagine a terrible combination of a hippo and a unicorn. Why does that have to be terrible? And you've got this creature. Know its name?
It's the Nuzuka? I'm not quite sure how you said it.
Unlike many of the cryptids on this list, the Central African Amela ntuka is an herbivore. However, if attacked, it's extremely dangerous, I'm sure. Need proof? Its name literally means elephant killer. Yeah?
Cool. Yeah, that one does sound familiar. But yeah, just because it eats plants does not mean it's not scary. Herbivores are some of the scariest animals, in my opinion. They're the most unpredictable.
Yeah.
Okay, we don't have too many left to go.
Yeah. We'll close it in. Native to Cyprus, this monster is actually known for being nice. Hey! Can you guess its name?
It's the first one.
Yes. A sea creature that lives in Cyprus's Cape Greco. The Phylicoterus' name translates to friendly monster. That's because the giant of the deep has never hurt a human, although it does occasionally shred the nets of fishermen. Fair enough.
It's okay.
Simon's like, yeah, man, we got a monster right there. It hasn't hurt anybody. We cool with them.
Yeah. Well, we're good.
We cool with them, they cool with us. It is what it is. This Chinese creature from the mountains looks like a combination of a man and an ape. What is it?
The Yeren. A
humanoid being in the Bigfoot vein, the Yeren is a very credible cryptid. Hundreds of modern witnesses have spotted this red-haired orangutan-like creature whose face is said to be extremely human. If you ever in China, keep a lookout for an orangutan with a human face.
An orangutan and it looks human. That's just a hairy man.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
That's not...
No need to worry about it. A cat the size of a donkey is native to Tanzania. Do you know what this is?
It's the Nungwa.
Nungwa.
There's so many I've heard of and I've read about, and I don't have the foggiest idea of actually how to pronounce it.
Yes. Furry, with a pumpkin-shaped head. This cryptid smells terrible. Do you know what it is?
Oh, sorry. Can you repeat that one? You
just furry with a pumpkin-shaped head. This cryptid smells terrible. You know what it is?
Coney Island monster.
Oh, it's a Missouri monster. Oh, man.
Oh, okay.
It shrinks skunks off predators with its evil stink. All right, last one. This South African monster is said to resemble both an elephant and a snake. What is it?
Oh. That's got to be the Groot slang. I've already gone through all the other...
You're talking about it too much. Yes, equipped with the head of an elephant and the body of a tremendously large serpent, the Groot slang is indigenous to South Africa. Yes. You did well on it. You did 30 out of 35. That's solid. That's very solid. Super solid.
It's so funny because there are so many that I've heard of, don't know how to pronounce, but there were a lot on the list that I hadn't heard of, or they were described in a way that I've never heard them described as before, and that's really cool too.
Yes.
Fun.
Yeah, that was very fun. I don't have anything else, Kieran. Before we let you go, let the people know where to find you.
Oh yeah. I'm really bad at branding. I have different names on different sites, but on Twitter, I'm Smatterbrain. And I do have a pinned tweet that shows where you can find me in other places. I'm trying to be more active on Blue Sky. I am totally there. Toad ally, totally. And then you can find me on Tumblr, and I am totaled over there, also with TOAD, toad as in the animal. So you can find me there as well.
Yes, lovely. Thank you for being on, Kieran.
Oh, thank you for having me. I had a blast.
Oh, so did I. Thank you. I will see you later. You take care.
Sounds great. You have a good one.
Thank you too.
Bye.
Bye,
everyone.
Bye. All right, everybody. Another successful stream. Next week we got. I got some plans, but I won't disclose them. No plans. Yeah, I don't have anything else. Be nice to somebody. Pick up some trash. Add a tip. Add a nice little tip for a service worker. But other than that, I don't have anything else. We just gonna end the stream right here. We gonna cool it. Y'all take it easy, and I will see y'all later. Peace.